my husband is like dying to see this movie. In fact, I'm going to give him credit because I watched it twice last night. And the first time I watched it, I didn't appreciate it like as much. I don't know. It was beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I love you and Luca. But I started telling my husband about it. And he started talking about this friendship he has with his oldest best friend. And I thought, wow, I'm sorry, I'm surprised I didn't make that connection at the time. And I thought, wow, it all of a sudden I thought I have to watch this again. And the second time I just got it. I got it. And I thought, oh, I cried. I mean, it was so much more beautiful. And I thought, is this because I'm a girl? Is this a guy movie? That's my question. Long.
Well, this is a good question because I'm asking myself this thing since the beginning. I don't know. I could tell you my sensation about that. I don't think it's a movie about you know what? Because sometimes we have to think about the difference that we could see between two girls and two women and two men, no? And actually, it's different. It's different the way that we have to show our emotions, to talk, and a lot of stuff. In my mind, I always thought that my way to express my emotions is the same for every human being. So after the third time I watched the movie, because you had to watch twice, I had to watch three times because the first one was in Cannes and I felt the pressure of the screening and it was so bad. The second, I was asking myself millions of stuff. The third time was great. And I thought that probably the movie could be exactly the same with two women. And because the universe, the film, the way that Felix and Charlotte choose to tell a story about love, actually, about addiction, about the thing that everybody has to be ready to put to think as other person could think. You know, it's about empathy. The movie is all about empathy, I think. You know, about the people that are they grew up in a complete different place and with a completely different process. It's like something really universal. So I had this feeling one time when I made a movie called On My Skin.
Mm-hmm. I was in Venice.
Yeah. And with On My Skin, something great happened. We didn't think about what we were doing. We were just very happy to tell a story about a guy that was beaten to death in jail. But then something happened, and it was related to the universality of the story. I think that this movie is the same some way. Because if you are able, if you are ready to deal with your emotion, you're gonna find something really special into the movie. So for me it was like this because I find something really connected to me and Luca in these two characters. Because he's my brother, I really love him. He lives in Berlin, I live in Rome. So it's kind of something similar between the four of them. and it was great to understand that there was a way to take like a glass, put the four different stories of these four different people and mix all their stuff and see the movie and this journey in front of our eyes, making like a form, like something that it was really close to our lives, but at the same time was entertainment. So I think that it's really a universal story. I enjoyed that. Just
you and Luca are friends in real life,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So were there any moments I kept looking for moments where there were authentic affection or emotions between the two of you? Could you tell me about anything there?
Yeah, sure. Just 1 minute, Kate. I think that the computer is going down with the battery. I don't know. All right. Yeah, we had a lot of times, a lot of moments where I thought, oh my God, I don't know if I'm thinking like Alessandro or Bruno. And I don't know if in front of me I'm watching Luca or Pietro. It was confusing. It was beautiful. It was surprising. And this is related to the thing that I was saying before. Sometimes I was just waiting for something, I was waiting for Luca saying something to me, and I was just ready to give him a feedback about that is related to the improvisation, about take to try to find something different about what we have written in the screenplay and what was growing up between us, telling the story of these two characters. And it was great because it was really, really, really connected to the nature, to the planet Earth, really, to the cold, to what we see outside the Barmadrola, to the temperature inside the house, to the light that day. It was incredible. And if I have to think about a scene, there is the scene where Pietro is gonna telling me that maybe he's not gonna come back in the summer, no, in the Barma. In that moment, I remember that in one take, that fortunately is the one that is in the movie right now, I felt really heartbroken because I was think about it. Maybe one day Luca is gonna tell me that we're not gonna see each other for 2 years. No, in fact, in that moment there is a long silence, just me looking at him. And I remember that in that moment I was smiling, but I was crying at the same time, and I was thinking, what the fuck? I'm not ready to deal with that. So in the screenplay, there was no written that I was not supposed to leave the house, but
Mhm.
I went outside because I was not able to face that kind of thing, and we were really happy because when we were outside of the Barmarola, I looked at Luca, and without saying nothing, we understood that something special happened, and we had a lot of these kind of moments during the shooting.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. That's really beautiful. I thought you were talking about the cold of, the cold and everything, and I thought a lot about the physicality of this role. I mean, you must have been exhausted by the end of the day. But this is a crazy question, but how much of that house did you actually build? Did you do a lot? It looked like you were actually doing some work.
Yeah, actually, we did a lot of work on that. And in the beginning, the house was nothing. So really, in the beginning, it's just a lot of stones over there. And then in 1 month, we obviously the helping of a lot of people really good in that. We built up the house for 3 weeks, and then we stopped for like a month to finish the house with the others, and then coming back for doing the inside shooting. So actually, the what do you see? I think that this is really one of the greatest secrets of the movie, that everything you see is real. What you see outside of the window, it's real. The snow, it's real. The home, it's real. The cows and the milking, and me milking the cows, it's real. The cheese we do the cheese with people. It was incredible. It was an incredible journey because at some point we realized that if we had the acting over here and our real life here, at some point it was just one thing. And
Yeah,
we
it
enjoyed
shows.
it.
No, it shows. I mean, that's what I kept thinking. I thought, wow, I'd be surprised if nobody was injured. Did anyone get hurt?
No, fortunately not.
That,
Not, no.
that's that's good. Anyway, wait, can you? This is okay. The word arpeggio. What is there an English word for that? What is that? What?
I don't know actually. The Alpeggio is a place like really high in the mountains
Yeah.
where there is usually just two and maximum three people dealing with cows and making cheese. And they used to live over there, and often without electricity, without water. Sometimes it's something really, really tough to face.
Yeah.
And I went up to an Alpeggio that it was like 2,600 meters high, so high. For 3 weeks, waking up every morning at 5 in the morning, milking cows, going outside with the cows, doing cheese. A lot of stuff. It was great. At some point, I remember perfectly a day, like at 6 in the morning. I woke up. I was so tired, but I was dealing with cows, and I built up a really real relations with these cows. I knew them with their name, no, So it's Dorina, Federica, Anna. Come on, let's go outside. And one moment, and one day, at 6 in the morning, I was like, oh my God, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I have to stay here. Maybe maybe there was something in my life. There was a sliding doors and I made a mistake because I feel so happy right now. Fortunately, then I came back and I came back to my normal life. But I remember that feeling that it was kind of something really close to to a state of grace, something really, there is really, when you feel really into your habitat and you feel that there is like, I don't know what is the word in English. Let's find a way to explain it. You could be happy, and happiness is a good thing, but happiness, it cannot be permanent. You cannot be happy for your whole life in the same way. It's going to be up and down.
Right.
There is another word that is sereno. Maybe it's serene. I don't know what was sereno. It's like that it could be permanent.
That makes sense.
You
Yeah.
could find a way to feel in your place, in the right place, in searching for something, but being so quiet inside, feel so you can feel so you can feel the power, but you can feel the necessity of being quiet. That moment something happened, and it happened to me in the 6 months that I was shooting 8 mountains, because I figured out that, yeah, I grew up in Rome. I'm a city boy. I have a lot of people that I love in Rome, but in those months, I felt so enriched. I felt so different. I felt that somebody was changing in my mind.
Maybe content. Does that content?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Little, anyway, it's beautiful. Thank you. That was beautiful. Are you more of a Bruno or a Pietro in real life?
I think Bruno. I think Bruno, but without I'm not Bruno. The thing that Bruno has that I don't have is that every time I have to deal with people, I'm really happy to do that. I love people. I love human being. I love to deal with them. I love to face problems with people and trying to explain each other, to trying to go out of the comfort zone, trying to build up something new in our life. Bruno is not like that. Bruno is scared of the people because he knows, he's really is sure that nobody is able to understand him. That is a problem, no? That's why I told you that is really a movie about empathy. Because when you are not sure that somebody is gonna understand you, is on the others. The others has to be able to convince you that they are gonna understand perfectly what you mean, what you're saying, what you're thinking, and that is the moment where the people are going to really meet each other. I think it's really a great moment of growing up together. So I think that the thing that we have in common is that I really stay alone sometimes. I'm really into saying things to the people. If I think something hard to say, I'm not really into passive aggressive stuff. I'm really direct. I love to have a dialogue, even if it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be good because I know that at the end I'm gonna be enriched by that. So that is the thing. I think that this is the thing in common. The other stuff is that I really love to deal with people. Bruno is not in the same advice.
Well, after talking to, this is the third time we've spoken, and I feel like I know you pretty well now.
Thank you.
I just feel that you're a very kind person, but a very intense person. And I have a question. You do have some idea of how good looking you are, don't you?
This is an incredible question.
Because
sometimes
you don't take you seem to shy away from like the roles they're going to show.
Sometimes I remember I have in my mind in front of me the imagine of me when I was 20 years old. And I remember that the imagine that I saw when I was 18 years old, 20 years old, 22 years old, it was of a very good looking guy. But it was kind of very happy about being good looking. The thing that is completely changed is that right now I really don't give a fuck about I don't feel that. I don't actually, probably growing up, I am more insecure about that. Every day I have something about me that I really don't like, and I try to hide that. And this is like, um, this is growing up in the same way in my life. So the more I feel uncomfortable, the more I feel kind of a good person.
That's Bruno. That's a Bruno.
Maybe, yeah. Because when I feel insecure, in insecurity,
Whoops, I lost you. I lost you.
Coming.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on a second.
I can't hear anything. Am I doing something here? I'm
You
All
should be
right.
good. Can you
Okay.
hear it?
You hear me? All right, good.
can't now. I just know. Okay. I thought maybe my time was up. I was like,
No, don't worry, don't worry. But thank you, because you are, every time I meet you, it's always a very good moment. You're so kind, and every time you gave me a lot of questions to think about a lot of stuff. So thank you so much.
well, no, this was this you I really you are just one of my favorites, and it's just an honor to talk to you, seriously. But wait, can I ask you one more question? Just one more quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I just feel like you're taking these roles that don't show how off your handsomeness, right? You seem to take the grittier roles. Like, how do you choose your roles?
Well, this is changing also during the years. So when I started acting for real, so 7, 8 years ago, I was kind of obsessed about the performance, about showing people that I'm able to be a lead actor and all that stuff, because in Italy it's very complicated to reach a point where people is gonna see you and is gonna say, all right, I know that guy, I like him, I'm gonna watch that movie because he is inside it. And so I was obsessed about that. Right now, I think that the only thing that matter is the story. So the only thing that is really engaging in terms of storytelling for me is that something has to happen. That is, when somebody's going to propose me something, I have to read the screenplay, and I really need to fall in love with the screenplay since second one, because every time I have some doubts about that. So maybe, okay, we could do that, but maybe we could work a lot about it. Maybe we could talk, maybe we could chat, maybe we could change ideas. At some point, I'm going to figure out that this is not going to be good for the movie, because it's like we are forcing a process. So every time I read something and I say, oh my God, this is really a great character, this is really a great story, and I cannot even think about watching that movie without me. No, that is the moment.
I love that. Well, do me a favor, just do a rom-com someday. Promise me. Promise me.
I promise you. I promise you.
Okay. And first on Ospatek told me something really funny about when you and Giovanna Mezzogiorno actually.
Yeah.
Never mind. I won't. Okay. But it was about how don't cut any of those scenes. We worked really hard on those. Okay. Thank you. You're just a delightful guy. I'm really happy for another chance to talk to you, and
Thank you so much.
good luck
Thank you.
with everything. You don't need my good looks, but because you're
No,
super
no, I need it. I need it. I need it.
you're a superstar, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Goodbye.